Hello from Belgium. I'm so sorry that I cannot join all of you in Bangkok this year due to COVID, of course, but I did want to spend some time with you as I did the previous years at the Future Leaders Forum of IT and CMA. I've been asked to talk about trends in the industry, and I wanted to narrow it down a little bit more to trends in audience engagement, because that's basically the industry in which we are working. First of all, I'm Hugo Slimbruck. I'm working with the MCI Group as the Director of Strategic Partnerships with Ovation Global DMC. That's our DMC side of the business. I'm also a site and a JMIC past president. So if you want to connect with me after this presentation and after the slides that you will receive from the organizers, you can always do so by connecting with me through LinkedIn. That's the easiest way. And on my LinkedIn profile, you will find some more articles that I've written about our industry, about different aspects of our business. So let's start away with trends. Before you look at trends in our industry, in meetings and events and incentives, you need to look at what are the shifting values in corporations. The corporations are changing. Where profit was the all demanding factor, it has moved to purpose and values. From hierarchical pyramids in the 60s and 70s, we have moved down to networking teams. From directive, we go to supportive leadership. From a centralized authority, much of the authority has been distributed to local offices. From face-to-face, the traditional face-to-face, we have seen quite a shift in the past going to digital. And this is one aspect that has got into warp speed this year due to COVID, but we will talk about it later. Job descriptions have become talents and mastery within the organization. From secrecy in organizations, organizations have much more transparency now than they used to do before. And from planning and predicting, now experimenting and adapting, trial and error is much more used in organizations. Rules and control has moved to freedom for the individual, and trust in all the talents that are working in an organization. So that's the overall shifting values in corporations for the last few years. Now, what has this done for us in meetings and events? In meetings and events, we have seen quite some shifts too. First of all, I have the phrase that the millennials are coming. The young generation is taking over. I'm still a baby boomer, sorry for that, but millennials are really taking over, and not just in staff in our companies, where they are almost representing 1/3 of the staff and moving into about half of the staff in the very near future. But they have different priorities. Young people have different priorities, as well as the participants of the events have different priorities. So that's a big change in meetings and events in the last couple of years. Customization and personalization is becoming much more important than it was before. One session for all almost doesn't happen anymore. Everybody wants to get out of an event something individually. So, thirdly, everybody is looking at unique experiences, mindful activities, wellness. This has been the last 5 years becoming very apparent. Every meeting, every event, every incentive program must really be unique, mindful. People can remember it because of the experience that they went through. In that respect, we also see the transformative power of travel and the benefits of serendipity. With that, I mean primarily into travel. And as travel hasn't been on our side for the past year due to COVID situation, we see how much we are missing this now. Travel transforms. Travel changes people. Travel gives you the opportunity to meet other people around the world and exchange views. And when you do not travel, this is very much limited. The last year, we also saw upcoming of second-tier destinations. A lot of people have traveled before, have been doing meetings before, and some of the leading cities around the world have had an awful lot of conferences. But that being said, they also become more expensive and they're more clogged up because they attract all the bigger events. So second-tier destinations, second-tier cities have been coming up very much. And so there's more opportunities for those cities in the industry. Sustainability has been a big thing for the last 10 years. We were one of the first companies signing the Sustainability Act of the United Nations. The last year we saw Greta Thunberg, the Swedish girl, all over the globe talking about sustainability. We haven't heard her a lot in the last 6 months for the obvious reasons, but she's back in the news. I saw her on the news this week. Greta is back and she's striking against for climate change. Then we saw the use of new technologies, artificial intelligence, VR, and so forth. That has been coming on the last couple of years as new event experiences. Clients have not always been very open to it because they saw it as an extra cost. Again, with COVID, this has changed because now it's one of the tools that we have to use in replacement of the travel, which isn't possible anymore. And then digital attendance was going to increase. We have been talking to our clients for years to add digital elements to their events. Now this all has changed. And at the end of last year, we were also looking at VUCA. VUCA is about volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. We were saying something might happen. We may have an economic downfall. We may have a global healthcare problem. Well, it happened. So COVID-19 came into our world. The first quarter, we were still operating, but then as of March and April, it has devastated our industry. Big changes there. What were we able to do? At MCI, we are one of the sponsors of the FLP program. At MCI, we immediately said, okay, we must switch now. Our long-term plan, our 5-year plan to go more into digital must be activated much faster, must be put into the market much faster. And it gave us the advantage in the market to come out as an innovator. But still, we have been learning a lot all over the way. Since COVID started, MCI has organized 1,000+ events online, which is amazing. But each event we have learned from each other, and by sharing this within our teams, we have been able to cope for the moment. The company is about half the size as we were at the beginning of the year. We have had to let a lot of people go because of economic reasons due to COVID. The number of countries we have been very much held by governments, of course, who are having programs, but there's other countries around the world where that is not possible, and so those countries and those former staff members are really in trouble. And so we need to look at when this will end. Is there light at the end of the tunnel is a big question here. And the only thing that I can say is that we have in this respect more questions than answers. I've listed here about 20 questions that we are all asking ourselves for the moment, because we do not always have the answers, and we have to find the answers whilst doing it. I'll just highlight a few of them. First of all, will virtual events deliver enough revenue to make up for the loss of in-person events? If you do conferences, meetings, and events, you, as an event management company, you have income because you're booking the hotels. You have income because you're organizing the conference, because you're organizing the banquets, the dinners, the transfers, the excursions. All that has gone. So there's no income coming in there. We do get income now by going virtual, but the level of that income is far below what we used to have. And that's why all of our companies, not just MCI, but all of our competitors have had to scale back very much. Second question is an important one as well. Will virtual events manage to connect people attending online? An online experience like the one we are going through now is very much different from a real experience when you're meeting people. In this session that I'm doing in Bangkok every year, I walk around along the tables. I have chats with different people. People ask me questions throughout the presentation and I answer them, or we come to a solution together. This is not possible to the same extent when you're attending a conference online. And organizing a conference online is very, very much different. You cannot copy paste a regular meeting or a conference and take it online. It's absolutely not possible. We have seen that with lots of experiences this year. Number 5 is an important question as well. When will business and corporate audiences feel comfortable attending events in person? At the beginning of the year, people were saying, okay, let's cancel the meeting now. We will reschedule it at the end of the year. Well, that happens. But the second thing that happened is that they were canceling that meeting as well and trying to push it into the next year. So a lot of questions there. There's when you go on the internet fora in our industry, you will see that a lot of people are talking about vaccines, about when leisure travel comes back, when insurance companies will give a go-ahead. So we don't have the answer yet. It doesn't look like it's going to change for the first 2 quarters of next year. So we're still into this difficult situation for quite a while. Will hybrid events be the future, or should planners invest only in in-person business? We already know that hybrid is the solution to the future, because although virtual events are not delivering the same results as face-to-face meetings are doing, we have seen that virtual events do give us extra opportunities. Audiences can be larger, audiences can be much more global. And when you're saying virtual, it means data. Data can be captured in such a level that you cannot do this in a live event. So our future that we see at MCI for the industry is that most events will be hybrid. They will be combining face-to-face interactions with online sessions like the one we're doing today, or panel discussions that span the world. Point number 8, for instance, what will attendees want once they go back to live events? I think they will want the best of both worlds. The best of both worlds means the advantages of having fun, having face-to-face, be able to exchange, to read the body language of the other person, with the advantages that virtual events have given us. More questions here, more questions than answers anyway. How will businesses protect themselves against contagion-related lawsuits? That's a big issue for the moment, because insurance companies do not cover, or have changed their policies and do not cover COVID-related infections. So they are really putting a brake on the development of our industry. Related to that is, how far will attendees travel to attend events? We believe that most events will be more local, regional, and that large international events are not going to happen in the short term. It really has a big impact on Bangkok, on Thailand, because a lot of the income that your country has as a whole is related to tourism and conferences and meetings happening and incentive travel programs happening. And if those long haul flights do not come, you will need to tap into local markets, which may not always be giving you the same results and income. Will a vaccine work, and how long before the perception of safety is restored? Another question there. Well, in the last couple of weeks, we know that 2 vaccines are in the market soon, and we already see the stock exchange reacting to this, which is always a good section. But before everybody will have the vaccine, I think we're still 3 to 6 months ahead from now. So I don't think this is going to be a short-term solution. And then finally, point 15 there is the increase in reach and attendance of virtual events just the effect of working from home? That's a big question. Now we have time when we work from home to attend virtual meetings because there's nothing else to happen. But once we are back in the offices, if we will be back in the offices, the question will be, will people give the same advantage, the same power to virtual events as they have been or were obliged to do over the last few months? And then the last slide on these questions here, I'll go to 18 immediately. How will planners deal with the demand for hybrid events and the technological challenges associated with it? Here I can say that technology is not the solution. It's the way that you apply that technology in a business strategy to do the event. That's what is the most important. And therefore, a company where there's a meeting planner that organizes maybe 1 or 2 or a couple of events per year may not have the, and definitely doesn't have the experience as we have as specialized agencies to handle hybrid events. So corporations are quickly going into technological solutions like Zoom meetings. The one that I'm in now to record this session is on Zoom. Zoom is just a technology, but it's not a solution to improve the quality of meetings and events through a virtual way. And I'll come to that in just a second. Question 19, what will happen to existential challenges as sustainability and inclusion? Let's go back to Greta Thunberg here. Yes, sustainability and inclusion has a little bit been on the back burner because we had so many other problems to tackle over the last 6 months, but it is coming back. I can assure you that we feel that, and we're not letting go because we honestly at MCI we believe in sustainability and inclusion all over the world. And then one big problem as well is when the industry will come up again. We have lost so many talent over the last few months. Talent that has not come back into our industry because there was no jobs in our industry. And so a lot of talent has left our industry and gone to other types of businesses. When business comes back, we will need those talented people. We will need those entrepreneurs back into our organization. And that may be a problem because once you've lost very good people, it's always difficult to get them back. So what did MCI do about this? This could be a presentation on its own for the next 2 hours. I just want to give you some high-level comments about what we thought we were doing. So we created actually a new methodology for associations and meetings is one, and a methodology for corporate meetings and events, which is this one that I want to talk about briefly. The way the industry that we see the industry evolving is by total transformation. We cannot do meetings and events anymore as we have been doing in the past. This is gone. We now have physical and digital ways of meeting. Some call it now phygital, but I hate that word, but you may come across that word in the industry publications. At MCI, we believe in the power of bold thinking to create those breakthrough experiences where live, hybrid, and virtual connect in a much more meaningful and memorable way, and shareable ways, because recording sessions like this allow us to share to larger audiences than just the people attending the session. So dive, this is what it's called, dive, define, ideate, visualize, and engage. Dive is really an MCI proprietary methodology that helps corporate clients transform their engagement strategies to create really meaningful human connections. So we're going from traditional meetings, events planners, to a full hybrid experience. That has changed our company as well. That will change our company completely into the future. We need to keep winning, and our clients need to keep winning into the future as well. And therefore, we need this innovation. We need this innovation to define future engagement and interactivity in virtual and physical reality. So we are operating in a new environment. This will all be new, and we had to really change our own organization. So when we're talking to a corporate client about an event, there's now some really critical questions that needs to be asked. We really want to partner with the client to come to the right engagement solution. I'm not saying event solution, I'm saying engagement solution, which is much more complex, much bigger. So before starting on such a hybrid or a virtual project, there are some key questions that need to be asked. What audience experiences are the client is the client seeking? How can we scale up and take things to the next level? You shouldn't be happy with the level where you are. With the technologies and the solutions we now have, we can really take it to a level above. And what business metrics are we trying to drive? Is it pure KPIs, monetary KPIs, or are there other measurements that we can do? But we must establish this from the beginning with the clients. So technology will definitely not stop evolving, and so engagement as we know it in our industry will completely change. We want to be an advisor on the side of the client, which is vital to developing really creative strategic approach that uses technology to address its business challenges. Yeah? And this has resulted really for us as an event management company turning into an event engagement company in upskilling and reskilling staff. Basically, a new profession has emerged from this. We have had to train our people, we have trained our people, and we continue doing that. And still, every day we learn from each other. There's a lot of peer-to-peer education happening in a global organization like MCI as well, with 60 offices around the world. So we're using this technology for people engagement, and having the technology expertise on our side already, we are a step ahead of where the client can be if the client is just looking for a technology solution to have their traditional meetings. Yeah. In that respect, our company will always become much more a partner in business with the client than just a supplier, and that's also a big shift in the industry. It's all positive. It's all positive outcome out of a terrible situation. They said there's always a silver lining to difficult situation. Well, this is definitely it. In the next few slides, I will just take you in a couple of seconds through it, because this is what really the experience that we're creating for the client. You will find more information on the website about this, but really we're looking at 3 parts of strategizing, developing, and then implementing a new structure into the communication. That's the MCI methodology. No time to go in this session about this. You can read these slides on your own. You will definitely get the information out of it. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me back. All of this will be available. I think I'm coming to the end of my allotted time for this session. What we always have in mind as an event engagement agency is that there's key benefits for the client that we need to focus on. We need to create positive business outcomes for the corporation. We need to ensure that the platform that we're using is relevant to their brand and to their audience. We need to broaden the brand reach and engage and increase engagement for them through the technology that we developed and the way that we are operating this. We need to extend the life of a message. If you have a message during a meeting, you can extend that message, you can copy that message, you can repeat to that message, and the virtual allows us to do this. But we also have to capture valuable audience insights and conversations, and that's a lot of data that is coming in. That's a big advantage for corporation using this technology. And we need to focus always on the future, not just the now, because the future will keep on changing. Some of the clients that I mentioned in the 1,000 clients that we or the 1,000 events that we have done multiple events for Microsoft and Johnson & Johnson and some of the other companies that you see on the screen here. So those are big names in the industry, and you understand that big names only work with real professionals like MCI Group. So that's it for today. Now is really the time to reflect, and so just to close, I do not believe that after this and in the next few months, business meetings, the MICE industry will be as it was before. It's never going back to what it was before. It's a complete new industry, what I believe it is. So I hope this inspired you. As I said, the slides are available through the organization. They will be shared with you, so you can go back to them. If you have any questions, I will be happy to respond to them. You can reach out to me directly. You go to my LinkedIn, Hugo Slimbruck LinkedIn profile, and ask a connection with me and send me your questions. Thank you for joining, and I hope to meet you next year in Bangkok. Bye-bye.